Hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. My name is Stephen Doyle. Subscribe if you want for more content. I know it's been a while since my last video, but today I'm going to talk about the NFL playoffs. So, the regular season brought up a fair few shocks. The Titans winning that AFC South. I know it is quite a, how would you put it, weak division at this stage, which, the Colts and I suppose the Texans really under rebuilding under the likes of Deshaun Watson, Andrew Luck, got injured again. They had to use Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback for the year, but I think the biggest shock of the year was undoubtedly the Bills making the playoffs the first time in 18 years. It's the longest playoff drought in all of American sports, and it was, even as a Patriots fan myself, they're one of our rivals, but it was great to see them, doing so well this year and finally bridging that gap. So, without further ado, I'm going to preview this week's NFL playoff. It's the wildcard rounds of the playoffs. So, here I go. Okay, the first matchup of the week takes place tonight. It is the Titans will travel to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think, although I like the Titans, Marcus Mariota, I think will be the next great quarterback of the AFC, But Alex Smith, he has playoff experience. He might be 2-4 in playoff matches, but you just can't buy playoff experience, especially in the AFC with the likes of Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos, the Colts, and the New England Patriots doing so well. So in recent years, I think I generally do like the Titans, but they are missing a few offensive weapons. I like. I don't see them losing out at home, definitely, and especially the Titans are losing DeMarco Murray. I think it'll be if he doesn't play tonight, it'll be a massive loss, and I think that's where the key winning this is going to be. Kareem Hunt and Hill and Tyreek Hill, for the Chiefs have been unbelievable, and if they keep going, they could do serious damage in the later rounds of the AFC. I don't think. I think the Titans are under pressure because there are reports that they're going to fire their head coach if they don't win, which I think is incredibly harsh considering last few years they've been very average, and they went 11-5 this year, in a tough they had opposition from Jacksonville, you know. So I think the Chiefs should have this game fairly easy. Maybe 28-13, 28-14, something like that. I had predicted 28-17, but I don't think Mariota is going to be able to, he's too inconsistent. He could throw 2 touchdowns and 350 yards, but then, he could throw toss 3 touchdowns or toss 3 picks, I should say, and a pick 6 or something. So, for that reason, I think Alex Smith is the more consistent quarterback. The Chiefs look, even though they have struggled, the later part of the season, they have picked it up in the last couple of weeks. So I think I'll give the nod this time to the Chiefs. So the next game tonight, the later match tonight, sees the Atlanta Falcons, last year's NFC champions and Super Bowl runners up. They will be going to the Los Angeles Coliseum to take on the Rams. I think what Sean McVay has been able to do with that Los Angeles Rams team is absolutely unbelievable. He's taken them from a 4-12 team last year, to 11-win season, which shouldn't be underestimated. And the fact is, he is only in his 30s, so there's no reason why they can't dominate that NFC division for a couple of years. If they keep, I think I've been very impressed with Jared Goff this year. I think last year I was very harsh on him. I thought he was very naive and weak and wasn't able to take the hits. But this year I've been really impressed with him, I have to say. We've been very consistent. I think that's what you need in a quarterback, especially in the NFC. You have the likes of Aaron Rodgers and Cam Newton and Drew Brees, all high caliber quarterbacks. But yeah, definitely Jared Goff. It has to be taken seriously now. Well, the other factor is the Rams have a running back by the name of Todd Gurley. Man, I've been really, really impressed with him. He leads the lead in rushing. He's something like 14 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, his 8 receiving touchdowns. Has almost 1,400 yards and nearly 900 yards receiving. That is incredible for only a second year rookie or first year. Yeah. On the other hand, then you have the Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. Under a bit of a new era. They've moved to the new stadium in the Mercedes-Benz Arena, or the stadium, whatever, in Atlanta. They started off pretty, mediocre. I thought, they might do the Wildcard. They might sneak in, with 10-6. It'd be them and the Cowboys for the last Wildcard in the NFC, and I was pretty accurate there. The Cowboys did finish they did finish just slightly behind. I think that Seahawks loss really cost them, but moving on. I think Matt Ryan needs a bit of a shake up. I think coming off an MVP season last year, he goes that from to a 90 quarterback rating, 20 touchdowns, 16 picks is not great. Considering the year he had last year. I think Colin Howard said that he's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. I think I'd agree with that completely. I will, though. This one is a really, really tough one to call. I think the Rams defense, especially Aaron Donald, made the Pro Bowl again this year. He can really, really pressurize Matt Ryan, and I think they might struggle in that department. However, the wide receiver pack from Sammy Watkins of the Rams versus you have your Mohamed Sanu, and you have of course Julio Jones. Fantastic wide receiver, definitely the best in the NFC anyways. You can't really underestimate the Falcons. They could surprise us, but I'm going to give the nod to the Rams simply because of one man, and that's Todd Gurley. I think he's been probably MVP this year. I think maybe Brady, the fact that he is 40, but Todd Gurley, look, if any other player, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, any of them put any similar numbers up to what, especially, or even the likes of Adrian Peterson, back in the day of the Minnesota Vikings, or them running backs have gone by. If they put any of them numbers, they'd be hailed and praised. I think Todd Gurley is, I think he is going to swing the game for the Rams. I think, they also have a Pro Bowler in their special teams. I think the Falcons don't. I think, but it's the playoffs. It's down to the fine margins. You'll have all these teams, especially in the NFC, are all very, 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 similar in terms of ability and They, on any other day they can beat any of the other ones. But I think the fact that there promises to be a massive occasion in Los Angeles for the first playoff game since the relocation, and the fact that all the controversy surrounding the Rams moving from St. Louis. I think I'm just going to give the nod to the Rams. I think this is going to be a close game, so maybe a field goal, maybe a touchdown. I think it is going to come down to the last couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. But I'm going to give the nod this time to the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to say 27 or 28-24. So I think any of these teams really realistically left can win the NFC or the AFC, Obviously more than others, but I'm going to come back tomorrow morning. I'm going to react to these predictions, see how good or bad they were. I'm going to preview tomorrow's game as well. Of course, we have the Bills in Jacksonville for the visit of the Jaguars. Sorry, and we have probably the most eagerly anticipated of the wildcard matches, which is the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton go to Drew Brees and the Orlando Saints, or the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome. I think I can't wait to preview that tomorrow. I'm going to look forward to watching it. So that's about it now from me. If any questions don't be afraid to leave in the comments. Be back for more content tomorrow with the hope of God. Okay, that's it from me. Goodbye.